Hello, I thought I would make this short pre-season video to answer the questions that a lot of you have been asking after you've looked at some of the videos that have been shot over the past season. One of the questions I get a lot of is, what kind of rod do you use? The rod I've used most is this one here. It's the Sage. It's a 9'6", 7 rated. I like it and it does the job for me. Reels. You'll see this reel getting used a lot in the videos. And it is the Hardy Angel Mark 1. It is not cheap. It's quite an expensive reel in its day. And I just like it. I've got 2 or 3 Hardy reels and they do the job for me. There's no need to go out and spend all that money on a reel. Here's a perfectly serviceable reel that I use, and it's probably a quarter or less of the price of the Hardy. Perfectly good reel, does the job. Leader material. Personally, I like to use the Grand Max. The reason I use it is, number one, it's very thin. It can be used in breaking strains 8-10 pound using small dry flies, and that's why I use it. I like the thin material. I'm going to show you how I tie my leader, my cast up, my leader up, and hopefully this answers some of the questions regarding knots, etc. So we'll move on to that now. Okay, let's look at the knots that I use. This one here, I hope you can see this, is I use the perfection loop, which is done by taking your right hand and pushing it towards your left to form a loop. Pull that loop down and put the leader over the top, holding it between your fingers. Pull that down and then split these 2 loops with the loose end through there. Then grab the second loop and grab the loose end and pull. And that is the perfection knot. That's a perfection loop. Very strong, very, very strong. Does the job that you want it to do. It's never let me down. Obviously, you're going to cut that loose end off there, like so. And that is your perfection loop. I hope you saw that okay. Difficult to show, but hopefully you saw it okay. I'm going to show you this perfection loop using a piece of backing, because I think it was difficult to see using the leader material. So it's, as I said already, hold the leader material between both your finger and thumb in both hands. Push your right hand towards your left hand, forming a loop, like so. So I'll do that again, it's there. Pull that loose end over the top, forming a second loop over your thumb, like so. And then split these 2 loops with the loose end. Coming in from behind, grab the second loop and holding the loose end, pull, and there you are. There is your perfection loop. Very, very strong. It's never ever let me down. and obviously we cut this piece off, and that is the perfection loop. I hope that's helped. We'll move on shortly to the knot I use for doing the droppers, and again I'm going to use the backing material because it's going to make life a lot easier for you to see. I'll just get that piece off here. So the one I use for my droppers is from here, the loop which is attached to the fly line. I space it out roughly about 4 foot. So I'm not going to do 4 foot at the moment for the purposes of this demonstration. So I'm going to show you how I tie the dropper in. So coming down from the loop end, imagine I've taken that to 4 foot down. I lay another piece of leader material against that one. And the knot I use is very, very simple. Wrap it round your 2 fingers like so. Take your fingers out and turn that loop twice towards you. 1, 2. Then grab the 2 loose ends and pull them through, like so. Pulling the whole thing down, tighten it all up, and there is your dropper. Now, which one do you use? Plain and simply, you use this one here. You take that one away, so the one that's facing downwards towards where the tail fly would be is the one you're going to use. And we take this one here, we take off, like so. And there's your dropper. Now we're going to do that once again for the second dropper. Again, imagine that this dropper here is 4 foot from the loop end. We're going to move it down another 4 foot for the second dropper, imaginary 4 foot that is, and again laying that piece of material against the main leader. Form a loop over your fingers. Turn that loop towards you, putting your finger through here. 1, 2. Pick up the 2 loose ends, and I've only picked up 1. Pick up the 2 loose ends through here and pull the whole lot through. Now that forms a figure of 8. You can see that number 8 coming down there. Moisten it and pull together. Pulling the knot tight. You let it go, you've got 2 ends there. Again, the one that is facing down towards where the tail fly would go is the one you want to use. This is the one that you take off. This one here. And there we have the 2 droppers. 1, 2, and then towards the tail fly. So I hope that's been some help for you. We'll then move. Okay, now that I've shown you how to tie the perfection loop and the figure of 8 loop knot for the droppers, I'm going to show you how I attach the fly to both droppers and the tail fly. I'm going to show you using the pair of scissors here and a piece of backing, because if I use the leader material, again it's difficult to see. So imagine this is the eye of the hook. The plain and simple knot that I use is a half blood knot, which a lot of you already know, but there are guys out there who are just starting the fly fishing, and this is for their benefit. So imagine this is the eye of the hook. Put the leader through the eye. Oh, just dropped it. Put the leader through the eye of the hook, which is, in this case, the scissors here. So it goes through there, and just fold it back on itself, plain and simply. Pinch this part between your finger and your thumb, and holding this part tight, twist it once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. The loop that is left here goes through, the loose end goes through the loop, like so. Moisten it and pull the whole lot down. That knot has never let me down. Okay, so I'm going to show you it once more. I'll just do it on the other one here. There we go. Again, imagining this is the eye of the hook. Through the eye and bring it back. Pinch this, holding this part tight in your other hand. Put one part over the other. 1, 2, 3, 4 times. The loop that is formed, the loose end goes through. Pinch it with your fingers. Moisten the knot, pulling up gently. That is the half blood knot, which is used for attaching the fly to the leader. I hope that's been some help for you. Okay, you remember I showed you how to do the perfection loop. Perfection loop is used to attach your leader, in this case a piece of backing, to the braided loop, which is attached to your fly line. Some fly lines now have factory loops on the end of them. Personally, I do not like factory loops, but that's just me. The braided loop, now there's 2 ways of doing this. One right and one wrong. Do not put this perfection loop through the loop of the braided leader. That is incorrect. The proper way to do it is to put the perfection loop, which is on your leader, over the fly line. So it's running loose on the fly line there. Then double the leader back on itself and put it through the braided loop, pulling the whole leader, including your droppers, through like so. That will then leave this loop, as you can see, on the braided leader. Now, what you want to do, there it's on the braided loop there. With using backing, it's a lot harder to get it to run and what it would be with leader material, but this is just for so you can see better. So you see it coming down there, and you want it to come down on itself, i.e. take your finger and push it to the end, and it's coming down on itself. That is the strongest connection you can have from your braided loop to your leader. That is the correct way to attach the perfection loop to the braided loop. I hope that's helped.